Nothing kills a hunt faster than a broadhead that planes mid-flight or fails to open on impact. You've got the power, but do you have the precision? Welcome back. Today, we're ranking the blades that guarantee a clean recovery. Grab yours through the links below. It truly supports my work. The number 5 product on our list is TenPoint Nemesis Crossbow Broadhead. Few moments in hunting feel worse than watching a perfect shot turn into a long, uncertain tracking job because the broadhead failed to create enough damage. That lingering frustration stays with hunters for seasons. The TenPoint Nemesis Crossbow Broadhead attacks that exact problem with an aggressive design that feels engineered for brutal efficiency the instant it hits. The first thing that stands out is penetration. This 100-grain mechanical broadhead drives forward with serious force, creating a devastating 2-inch entry wound before opening into an even larger 4-blade exit pattern that leaves behind stronger blood trails and faster recovery situations. Then comes the surprising part: accuracy. Many hunters worry mechanical broadheads sacrifice flight consistency at higher speeds, especially with today's ultra-fast crossbows. The Nemesis changes that conversation completely by maintaining field point-like impact even at extreme velocities tested up to 900 feet per second. That kind of consistency builds confidence before the trigger is even touched. The 4-blade configuration also creates more tissue damage on marginal hits, where blade orientation can completely change the outcome of a recovery. Fast, violent, effective. Compared with fixed-blade broadheads that prioritize simplicity and durability, this setup leans harder into maximum cutting diameter and devastating wound channels, though some traditional hunters may still prefer the reliability of non-mechanical designs in dense bone situations. Still, for modern crossbow hunters running high-speed setups and wanting stronger penetration combined with wider blood trails, the Nemesis delivers a more controlled and decisive hunting experience that feels purpose-built for high-energy crossbow performance in real-world conditions. At number 4 is Leanpro stainless steel fixed-blade crossbow broadhead. A broadhead does not get a second chance once the arrow leaves the rail. One weak blade, one bad deflection, one failed penetration can instantly turn confidence into frustration deep in the woods. That pressure is exactly why the Leanpro stainless steel fixed-blade crossbow broadhead feels refreshingly straightforward. No complicated deployment systems, no moving parts waiting to fail. Just solid cutting power built around reliability hunters can trust season after season. The 420 stainless steel construction gives these fixed-blade broadheads a durable, rugged feel that stands up to repeated practice shots and demanding hunting conditions without feeling disposable after a single impact. Then comes an underrated advantage many hunters overlook: resharpening. Instead of constantly replacing damaged heads, the blades can easily regain their edge after repeated use, which adds real long-term value for crossbow and compound bow shooters who spend serious time practicing before opening day. The vented blade design also helps reduce wind drift during flight, keeping arrow trajectory more stable and controlled at varying distances. Simple detail, big payoff. With a 100-grain weight and universal 832 screw-in thread, setup feels quick and compatible across most modern hunting bows. Compared with aggressive mechanical broadheads like the TenPoint Nemesis that focus heavily on massive expansion and larger wound channels, the Leanpro leans toward consistency, durability, and dependable penetration with fewer variables involved. The trade-off is a smaller cutting diameter than expandable heads, especially on marginal hits. Still, for hunters who prioritize rugged reliability, repeatable flight, and straightforward fixed-blade performance without unnecessary complexity, the Leanpro Broadhead creates a more confident and dependable hunting setup from practice range to tree stand. The third one on our list is Sunya Crossbow Broadhead. A broadhead can look razor-sharp in your hand and still fail the moment it meets real resistance in the field. That uncertainty quietly sits in the back of every hunter's mind before the shot. The Sunya Crossbow Broadhead approaches that fear with a simpler philosophy built around durability, penetration, and repeatable performance. The first thing you notice is the solid carbon steel construction. These leaf-shaped fixed-blade broadheads feel sturdy immediately, not flimsy or disposable like some low-cost arrowheads that lose confidence after a few practice sessions. Then the sharpness takes over. Penetration feels aggressive and controlled, helping arrows drive deeper into targets with less deflection and more consistency across repeated shots. Fast entry, clean tracking, reliable flight. The screw-in design also makes setup refreshingly simple for hunters using carbon arrows, fiberglass shafts, aluminium arrows, or crossbow bolts, giving it broader compatibility than many specialized broadheads locked into one style of setup. Another detail that stands out is practicality. The included portable storage case keeps all 12 100-grain heads protected and organized instead of rolling loosely around a gear bag before opening day. Compared with larger mechanical broadheads like the TenPoint Nemesis that focus heavily on massive wound channels and expandable blade systems, the Sunya leans toward dependable fixed blade simplicity, with fewer moving parts to worry about during impact. The trade-off is obvious though. Hunters wanting extremely wide cutting diameters may prefer aggressive mechanical options for larger blood trails. Still, for archers and crossbow shooters wanting durable, reusable broadheads with strong penetration, easy installation, and reliable flight characteristics, the Sunya setup creates a steadier and more trustworthy shooting experience from practice range to hunting season. On number 2 is Rage Hypodermic NC2 Blade Crossbow Broadhead. Silence hits differently when a crossbow hunter finally trusts the broadhead at the end of the bolt. No second guessing. No wondering if the blades will deploy correctly at impact. That confidence is exactly where the Rage Hypodermic NC2 Blade Crossbow Broadhead starts separating itself from ordinary hunting heads. The first thing that stands out is the terrifyingly clean entry it creates. Built around a hybrid hypodermic tip and razor-sharp two-blade mechanical design, this 100-grain broadhead cuts through targets with a frightening level of efficiency that feels engineered for modern high-speed crossbows. The machined stainless steel ferrule adds another layer of reassurance, because broadheads that look aggressive on paper sometimes fail under heavy force. This one feels tight, balanced, and purpose-built for repeated, hard-hitting shots. Then comes the flight consistency. That is where many hunters get frustrated with expandable broadheads. Some drift, some plane badly in crosswinds. This setup tracks surprisingly close to field points, making sight-in sessions smoother and less exhausting before season opener. Fast flight, violent expansion, devastating wound channels. Hunters chasing whitetail or larger game will immediately understand the appeal. Compared with fixed blade options like the Leanpro stainless steel broadhead that prioritize rugged simplicity and reusability, the Rage focuses more on massive cutting performance and aggressive impact trauma. The trade-off is expected though. Mechanical systems naturally require more trust in deployment reliability compared to fixed heads with no moving parts. Still, for crossbow hunters wanting precision flight combined with brutal penetration and dramatic blood trails, this broadhead creates the kind of confidence that changes how every shot feels once the moment finally arrives in the woods. Now moving to the last one is Swhacker 100-grain two-blade crossbow broadhead. Cold morning air exposes weak gear faster than anything else, and few moments feel worse than watching a broadhead drift off target right before a hunt you waited months for. That is where the Swhacker 100-grain two-blade crossbow broadhead earns attention immediately. There is a raw simplicity to its field-proven two-blade design that feels built by people who actually understand crossbow hunting pressure instead of just marketing it. The 2-inch cutting system hits that sweet spot between penetration and devastating wound channels, especially for hunters chasing whitetail or hogs with modern high-speed setups. Then comes the surprise. Flight consistency. The durable alloy ferrule keeps the broadhead tracking cleanly, even under heavier draw weights, which matters more than most hunters admit when broadhead tuning becomes frustrating. Overwhelming complexity. The trade-off is that elite long-range shooters may still prefer premium, high-magnification tactical scopes with more advanced dialing systems. Still, for deer hunters, recreational marksmen, and shooters wanting dependable optical performance with excellent low-light visibility and durable construction, the Diamondback creates a calm, controlled shooting experience that feels trustworthy every time the rifle comes to shoulder. So guys, this was the video about the best rifle scopes. We've carefully covered some of the best options available right now to help you make a smarter and more confident decision. Whether you're looking for performance, durability, value for money, or the latest features, this guide was designed to give you a clear and practical overview so you can pick what truly fits your needs. If any of the products we mentioned caught your interest, you'll find all the links conveniently placed in the description below. Make sure to check them out for more details, updated pricing, and availability. Taking a moment to explore those links can really help you choose the right option without any confusion. If you found this video helpful or enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the like button. Your support means a lot and helps us keep creating more useful and high-quality videos for you. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.